Welcome to Truexess, easy and smart way of identity and access management. On this demo occasion, we will provide a brief guide on how to use Truexess. The following is the Truexess login page. There are username and password columns that must be filled in to enter. After successful login, you will be taken to the dashboard page. On this dashboard page, at the top there is an application column, where there is a list of application accesses owned by the user. At the bottom, there are two tables: My Request Access and Need Approval. My Request Access displays a list of application access requests that are requested by the user along with the status of the request. Either those that have just been saved, those that have been completed, or those that are awaiting approval from superiors. Need Approval is a list of application access requests that we need to approve. For example, in the Zoom application, after we click View, a Detail Request dialog will appear. In the Request Details dialog, there is detailed information about the request, such as the name of the application, superior, coordinator, the user we will give access to, and the type of access. There are also buttons to approve requests, reject requests, and return to the previous process if there are changes. At the top of this dialog is the workflow for this application's request. This workflow is a flow of requests that we can customize as we wish according to the company's needs. However, the default request workflow consists of 3 approval steps. In the navigation bar on the left of the screen, there are several navigation options that will appear based on the user's role, such as verifications, administration, access rights, and segregation of duties. Navigation will only appear if the user has the admin role. Next is how we do SSO on the application that we have. If we look at the 4 applications that we have, only Bamboo HR looks different. This states that only the Bamboo HR application is configured and ready to use. At this time I am opening an incognito browser, so I have not logged in to any website except Truexess. Then, when I click Bamboo HR, it will open a new browser tab. Then we will automatically enter Bamboo HR without needing another login process. Likewise, vice versa, if we log out, then we click Login again. Then select Login with Samuel, then we will be redirected to Truexess. But because we are already logged in to Truexess, we don't need to log into Truexess, and will automatically log back into Bamboo HR. So, this SSO process can be initiated in 2 ways, from Truexess or from the application itself. In the single sign-on process, Truexess applies the Zero Trust principle, where Truexess does not store passwords or record user activity in the application. Truexess is an identity provider, namely the party that bridges the authentication process by sending an email in our database, which is then validated by the intended application. If it matches, then the user is valid to log in. Next, in the administration menu, there is an All Requests submenu. In the All Requests submenu, users who have access to open this menu can see all application requests, both those that are running and those that have been completed, or those that have been rejected, or those that are in the verification process. Users can also see approver and superior for each request and which users will be given access. If we look at the details, it's the same as what we see on the dashboard, only it doesn't have the form of a dialog. However, the function is the same. Next, in the application submenu, we can see all the applications that have been created for this tenant, which the user can add as many as the user wants. Then, if we click on the application details dialog will appear. When initially creating an application, we must first configure the SSO tab so that SSO is valid and can be used. In the SSO configuration dialog, we must enter the entity ID and location according to the values we got from the application. to the right of the dialog, there is a mini guide which contains SSO configuration guidelines, a walkthrough of what we need to do on the app side and on the Truexess side. We will find out what details we have to fill in and where the value comes from the mini guide. Meanwhile, on the application template list, there are already many applications that have been successfully integrated with Truexess. We have tested all these applications, and SSO can work in both directions. However, if you have an application that is not listed on this list, then you can add your own by clicking the button at the bottom of the dialog. By configuring it manually, according to the guidelines provided by the application, in the company menu, here we can see a list of companies and departments owned by tenants, which can be adjusted to your company and company departments, which will later aim to make it easier to group users. Then for each company, we can also add the required roles. Next, the user menu contains information about users who are members of this tenant. If we click on a user information dialog will appear, containing the user's data, which we can also change. There is also a login method, which is a login option for users when logging in using the tenant login method. There is an organization tab, which contains information about the company where the user is a member, segregation of duties, who the superior user is, and the department where the user is a member. Then on the permission tab, here there are several roles that we can give to the user. On this page there are also invitation and import user features. Invitation, we can invite users by entering the user's email. If you want to invite several users, you can separate them with commas. Then we can enter the user into the company that has been registered. Import makes it easier to import users en masse. By uploading a CSV file containing a list of users, you can add the list of users to the template file provided by clicking Download Form. The next menu, the Tenant menu, contains information about your tenant. There are features to change the logo, change the tenant name, as well as the unique tenant name. Then the Workflow tab contains information about the list of workflows that can be used in the approval process, which we can customize by clicking the Edit button. If you want to add additional verification steps, you can add them to this page. The default workflow only has 3 verification stages, but you can add them according to your company's needs. Next on the Roles menu, contains roles information, which is a feature for creating application bundles. For example, if we give developer roles to a certain user, that user can immediately get access to several applications, which are a bundle of developer roles. So users don't need to request one by one. Then here there is the Access Rights menu, which provides information about all currently active access in that tenant. Displays a list of users and what applications the user has. Under Access Right, there is a Segregation of Duties menu, which displays application data and users who have access and verifies whether it complies with their rights. After that there is a Support menu. As the name suggests, users can use this menu to ask questions or ask for help regarding all things Truexess, which will be answered directly by us. At the top there is a selection of topics to choose from. And there is a title and details of the problem that can be filled in according to user complaints or questions, and can be sent by pressing the Send button at the bottom. Then in the Verifications menu, there is a submenu Quarterly Verifications, which can be used to verify all existing application access, whether it still meets the company's requirements. If we open the details, in this quarter there are 3 application accesses that are still active, and each application has 1 user. Next, go to the User Settings section. On the General tab, there is the user's personal information, which can be changed according to the user's wishes. Then on the Security tab, there are features related to user account security, such as changing passwords and activating MFA and adding a PIN to log in. Next, there is the Organization tab. Here we can see which users belong to which tenants. Then there is the whitelist, which is a type of protection for user accounts. Truexess will detect the country when the user logs in. If it is not on the whitelist, the user will send an email and notification to that mobile application, and the user can validate whether it is really him. On the Device tab, displays the devices registered for the TX mobile application. Each user can only register one device by scanning the QR code using the TX mobile application. The following is a display of the TX mobile application. To log in to TX Mobile, you must use biometrics. If you successfully log in using biometrics, we will be taken to the dashboard page. On this page, there is a list of applications and requests from users. On TX Mobile, the features are only limited to approval of requests. If we open one of the requests, we will see the details of that request. And there are buttons to approve, reject, or roll back. Changes on the web will also be updated in real time on TX Mobile, and vice versa. Then we can also do SSO on TX Mobile. If we click on the Dropbox application, because it has not been configured, there will be a warning that SSO has not been configured. However, if we click Bamboo HR, we will be thrown into the browser and automatically log into Bamboo HR. Truexess and TX Mobile support for languages. There are English, French, Polish, and Bahasa. We can change it on the settings page by clicking the icon at the bottom. Then select language and select the language you want. Then the language will change. For the web, we can click on the avatar and select change language, then select one of the 4 available languages. Unfortunately, we are already at the end of this demo session. Maybe if you have questions, we are happy to help. You can also contact us directly if you require our assistance. Send us an email or get in contact through our website, call or chat us. Thank you for watching this video. Truexess, simplify access management, strengthen your security.